Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Salutations to the goddess. Worship of the goddess, Devi, Shakti, or divine feminine, and that too in such a profound and comprehensive way, is unique to Bharatiya culture. It's an integral part of the Bharatiya tradition. Students at Sharada Prabha celebrated Vasant Navaratra in a very interesting way through the science of Ayurveda and through the art of storytelling. They explored the goddess in her various aspects, in her various forms, through various lenses, through the lens of science and social science, through the lens of psychology and spirituality, through the lens of philosophy, and ultimately inner science of self-knowledge. The purpose or the intent behind all these discussions, interactions and sessions was to guide the children within, to awaken the power within, and to unleash their creativity, their innate creativity, which is the power of the goddess. On this Vasant Navaratra, may we all find the Mahadevi within and awaken our creativity and experience freedom. This is the purpose of Sharada Prabha. Sa vidya ya vimuktare. Knowledge is that which liberates.
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विद्यारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. So welcome, good morning to this session of Ayurveda in the Chaitra Navaratra. So which season are we in? Vasant, yes, the spring season. So we see that in the spring season, flowers are blooming, right? There's a springing of flowers, right? They're, as though they're springing. The entire nature, have you seen a spring? Like, you bounce on the spring. So everything is springing. That's why it's called spring, right? Flowers are blooming, it's colorful. So as you see the different seasons, so we were in winter, then we go to spring, and after spring we have summer, then we have the rains, after rains we have autumn, very good, Sharada Ritu, and then back to winter. So there are 6 seasons. And so as we move through these different seasons, the different elements in nature change. Do you notice the difference in the different elements? What are the 5 elements in nature? Yes? Let's begin from the heaviest one.
Earth,
very good.
water,
Yes?
fire, air, space.
Excellent. So the heaviest element is earth, then lighter than that is water, and then lighter than that is fire, then air, and finally space. Okay? So what is earth? What is earth? Can you tell me? Yes? Prithvi, very good. So if I take some rocks or if I take some mud, is that Prithvi? Yes? Okay. If I take a glass of water, or what about the rivers and the oceans? Which element is that? Jal, right? Then fire, you've all seen fire, right? So fire as in when you light a fire, and there's also fire within our bodies, isn't it? What is that fire within our bodies? The Jatharagni. So that's the most important fire, and there are many other aspects of the fire which we will learn. And then there's air, right? How do you know that there's air? Can you feel the air? Can you see it? No. Can you feel it? Yes. So that's air. So it's moving. And then finally you have space in which all these elements are contained. So these are the 5 elements or the Panchamahabhuta, right? These combine to form 3 doshas. So normally in Hindi, when we say dosh, means it's something bad, isn't it? Like, isme ye dosh hai. It's like a fault or a defect. But in Ayurveda, dosh has a special meaning. It's not a bad thing or a defect or a mistake. It's something that is formed from these 5 elements. So just like we have the 5 elements, we have Tridosha or the 3 doshas. So what are the 3 doshas? They are Kapha, Pitta and Vata, right? So what is Kapha? Kapha is when you combine earth and water. Do our bodies contain all these 5 elements? Yes. So how do you know that the body contains earth? Can you think and tell me, how does the body contain earth? Yes, it's made out of food, very good. But how do you know that it's made of earth? Muscles are made out of earth, yes. What else is made out of earth?
Bones.
Bones, yes. Fat. What about our hair? Is it made out of earth or is it made out of water? Earth, right? So actually the whole body contains, so when human beings or any living organisms die, what happens? They're either buried or the body is burnt. So what remains after they are buried or after the body is burnt is some ashes, right? So that's the Prithvi Tattva or the earth element. Understood? And is there water in our bodies? Is there water in our bodies? In what form is the water present in our bodies? How do you know there's water inside the body? Yes? Urine, yes, there's water in the urine. Saliva, excellent. What else? Enzymes, yes. Blood, very good. Sweat, excellent. Tears, yes, very good. So we all know that there is water inside our bodies, right? What about fire? You know there's fire in the body? Jatharagni, the digestive fire. How else do you know that there is fire in the body? Yes? Jnanagni, excellent. The fire of the intellect. Yes?
If we have burning on chest.
Yeah, if we have a burning sensation in our chest or in fact anywhere in the body. So we know that there is heat in the body. Very good. Anger, yes, that's mental heat. Very good.
When we rub our hands.
Yeah, when we rub our hands, we feel the warmth. Very good. Yeah, when someone troubles us and we feel angry, then that means there's heat, right? Is that a cooling emotion or a heating emotion? Anger. Heating emotion, yes. So there's heat in the body. So sometimes we feel cold, right? And our hands and feet become cold. So is that a lack of heat or is that excess heat? Lack of heat when we feel cold, right? That means we lack pith. Okay. Then so we know that there is fire inside the body. And then what about air? Do we know that there's air in the body? Yes. How do we know there's air in the body? We move our body. So that's okay, that's movement, very good. Have you ever felt air inside the body? Does air ever come out? It comes out from the end of the back, right? So we know there's air in the body and sometimes it comes out from the upper end, like you burp. And do you breathe in air or you don't breathe in air? You breathe in air. So there's air in the body, right? Very good. When you breathe in and you breathe out, there's air in the body, right? Then what about space? Do we take up space? Yes? So obviously there is space, and there are certain empty spaces also. Like sometimes when you have a cold, have you experienced, and when you thump your feet strongly like that, you feel like something going tung in the head. Yes? So when your sinuses, they are empty spaces, when they get filled with mucus, mucus? You know what is mucus? Phlegm, bulgum, when you cough out, all this gets filled. Have you felt that? Right? And you do this, and then it feels as if something is moving in the head, or you feel that vibration. So there are empty spaces. There's empty spaces in the lungs. There's empty spaces here in the sinuses. What about the stomach? Isn't that an empty space? Right? Sometimes we stuff that space so much. We overeat and then it becomes like really stuffed. So there are spaces. So we have all these 5 elements in the body. So they combine to form the 3 doshas, that is Kapha, Pitta and Vata. So, we said that during the spring season there is an excess of Kapha. So, let us understand today what is Kapha. So, Kapha is when you combine Prithvi and Jal, that is earth and water. So, close your eyes and imagine you are combining some earth, that is some mud, and soil and water. So, you form wet clay, right. So, now you can open your eyes and tell me what are the properties or qualities of this wet clay. Did you imagine wet clay? Yes.
We can make things from
Yeah, you can make things out of it, but what are the qualities of this wet clay? How is it? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it cold? Is it warm? Is it sticky? What are the qualities of this wet clay? It's sticky. It's cold.
is heavy.
It's heavy. Very good. Anything else? Is it mobile? If I place some wet clay here, is it going to move? It just stays there, right? It's stable or static. It doesn't move, isn't it? So, in the body, kapha, so we know that there is earth element in the body and we also know there is water element in the body. So, when these two combine, they form kapha, and this kapha is heavy. That is, it is guru. What is the Sanskrit word for heavy? Guru. Guru has many meanings. So, one of the meanings is heavy. Yes, what is the other meaning you know? Teacher, very good. Any other meaning? So, why does it mean teacher? The one who takes you from gu to?
Darkness to light.
Yes, the one who takes you from darkness to light. So, what is darkness? Gu or ru? Gu. And who takes you to ru, that is light. So, that is one meaning, and the other meaning is heavy. So, if I say, let me think of something. If I take some wet clay, right? Is it light or is it heavy? It's heavy. A stone, is it light or heavy? Heavy. What about cotton wool? Is it light or heavy? It's light. So, do you understand? So, heavy is guru, correct? So, can you think of any food that is heavy? Any food, yes? Chole is, yes, it's heavy because it actually creates bath, but something that's heavy. Puri, yes, puri is heavy. It's oily, right? Pizza, very heavy. French fries, very heavy, very good. Burger, yes. Rajma. Rajmas again, it's more bath. We will come to that. But yes. Anything else? Pasta, yes. Chili flakes. Are they very heavy? Do you feel like full after eating it? Do you feel like, oh, my stomach is heavy? Or does it burn? Burn, so it's not heavy. Vada pav. I think these are all the things you like. Paneer, yes, paneer is very heavy. Manchurian, yes. So, do you like all these things? You don't feel heavy after eating chips? How many chips do you eat? One, just one piece. One packet. Okay. So, yes. Kaddu. You feel heavy after eating kaddu? Okay. So, you understand heavy and light? Yes. So, a puri, let me take the same thing and see how we can make it heavy or light. So, what is a puri made of? Wheat, right? Wheat flour. And what is a chapati made of? Wheat. What is a khakra made of? Wheat. So, do you see that it becomes lighter and lighter? Yes? And also becomes drier? Okay. So, we know what is heavy. Then, so earth and water combined, which is kapha, is heavy. What else? It's snigdha. You know what is the meaning of snigdha? Oily, yes. Is that wet clay, is it snigdha, is it moist, oily, or is it dry? It's oily, right? It's moist. So that is a property of kapha. That is, it is oily. That is, it has a lubrication. You understand lubrication? Have you seen machines where they put oil or grease so that the parts can move easily? Right? Otherwise, what is the force? If you don't put grease or oil, what is the force between the two? Friction, yes. To reduce friction, you need grease or oil. So in our bodies, do you think we have some grease in our bodies? There's some oiling? Yes? Where do you think the grease is there? In the foot. Where? Where in the foot? Yes, good. You're correct. It's there everywhere in the body. Where is the grease in the foot? On the skin? On the skin, yeah. Is our skin very dry, or does it have a natural oil? It has natural oil, so yeah, that's grease, that's kapha. What else?
In the palm.
In the palm, yes, that's in the entire skin. There's a natural greasing. What about the joints? Just like in a machine, you have joints, right? And you have to put some grease or oil in those joints so that the machine can function well. There is a grease in our joints. So sometimes have you heard noises, click, 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 cut, cut, when you move the joints, right? When the grease is reduced or when the grease is more, when do you get that sound? When the grease is reduced, so then you get all these noises, right? So you need good greasing in the joints. And also, what about our entire sinuses, in our lungs? Do we have little bit of oiling there also, right? So that diffusion, do you understand diffusion? So the oxygen and carbon dioxide can pass through the lungs and then it can go into the blood. So there is lubrication or oiliness in our whole body, correct? Then what about the next quality, that is sheath. It is cold. Is that wet clay warm or cold? It's cold, right? So kapha is also cold in our body. That property which gives us that cold is kapha, right? Then it is sthira. If you keep that wet clay, it doesn't move. Does it move? It doesn't move. So have you seen clouds? Yes. So the clouds, what do the clouds contain? The water cycle, what do they contain? Water. They contain water. Now, where do they shower their rain? On the earth. Yeah, but where? Here or there, in Valsad or Bilimora? Everywhere. But is there a force that will take them somewhere? Gravitational force will take the clouds. What takes the clouds, say from north to south or east to west? Have you seen the clouds flowing in the sky? They're moving, yes? Very good. Air carries the clouds from one place to the other, right? So think of the clouds as kapha. And what will move the kapha? Which of the doshas? Kapha by itself cannot move because it's wet clay. It will just sit there. And what will make it move? Vata. Wind, isn't it? That is the mobile element. So, mobile element, yes. So when we say mobile, why did you exclaim like that? Because when we think of mobile, what did you think of? When I said mobile, what did you think of? Games. So that's a mobile phone, right? Mobile basically means, what does mobile mean? Do you know the meaning of mobile? No. No one knows the meaning of mobile? Mobile is something that has mobility. What am I doing? Am I mobile? Am I moving? So something that moves is mobile. So in the olden days, we had phones which we could not move them. They were stuck to one place. Have you seen those phones? You haven't seen those phones? You're the new generation. So when we were children, when I was a child, the phone, you could not take the phone from one room to another, or you could not take the phone from your home to your office. The phone was hooked to the wall through, yes, with a wire. And so you had to pick up the phone, and it had a wire, and you'd say hello, and there was wire. It was not wireless. It was all wired, right? So only for the, I think the last 15 or 20 years that we have had mobile phones, because you can take them. They are mobile, they move with you. So they are called mobile phones. So in the same way, is this mobile? Is wet clay mobile? Will it move on its own? Have you seen wet clay moving from one place to another? No? So what will make it move? If you want to move it, if I want to move this wet clay, how will I move it? If there's a strong wind, it might move, right? Like a really strong wind. So by itself, it does not move, and only a strong wind. So in the same way, our bodies, have you seen when there's a strong wind, does your body just fly away? Have you seen people's bodies flying in the air? No. So why do our bodies remain stable? What gives us that stability? Kapha, Pitta or Vata? Kapha, because we have that earth element. So we stay grounded, isn't it? So that is the Kapha element. So it gives us stability. Okay? So is it heavy or is it light? Heavy. So if a person has more Kapha in the body, will the body be heavier or lighter? The body will be heavier. If a person has more Kapha in the body, will the body be more oily or will it be dry? The body will be oily. So he'll have strong joints, right? There'll be grease in the joints. They won't make a sound. Correct? And will the body feel hot or will it feel cool? Cool, right? And will the person seem stable, grounded, or will he be floating around, airy? He'll be grounded, right? Both physically and mentally. Sometimes, you feel like it's moving. Have you had that sensation? Yes. Especially when you when you travel and when you come back and you still feel your body is moving. Have you experienced that? Yes. So why is that? Because you don't have enough Kapha, which gives stability, right? The movement has aggravated the Vata. So that is why you feel like that. Okay. So now, if we have Kapha in the body, what does this Kapha do? It gives us a structure. You see the whole body, it has a structure and it gives us lubrication. So what is it important for? Structure and lubrication. Say it again. Yes. So if you want a strong structure, if you want good muscles, you want strong bones, you want a good weight, you need Kapha for that? Yes. And if you want lubrication, you don't want to have a dry skin, you want that the skin is nice and lubricated, you don't want your joints to make a noise, right? And you don't want your stools to become dry. Sometimes the stools, the feces, they become very dry. Have you experienced that? Anyone experience constipation? When the feces, the potty becomes like very dry and hard? Yes? So what does that mean? That means what is missing? What out of these 4 elements is missing? Or 4 qualities? Snigdha, yes. That means you don't have enough lubrication or oiling inside, isn't it? So Kapha is important because it gives us structure. And what is the second thing it gives us? The structure and lubrication. Correct? Now, excess of anything is bad. You understand what is excess? Excess means? Jada, yes, excess, too much. So too much of anything is bad. Just like if you don't have enough Kapha, your weight will be less, your skin will be dry, and there'll be a lot of heat in the body, and you will not feel stable or grounded. Similarly, if you have too much cough, what will happen? Too much cough. So will the heaviness increase or decrease? Increase, right? So you'll be very heavy. You can't move. You feel like that. And the weight will also increase and you become fat and obese. Is that good? No. So cough is good, but it has to be balanced, right? So excess will create a lot of heaviness. So it creates heaviness as in the weight increases. Also there's heaviness in the head. So you don't feel like getting up in the morning. Your mother's waking you up. Get up, it's time to go. 1 minute, let me sleep. So there's heaviness, right? So that is, yes.
अगर हम में ज़्यादा stable होगा तो क्या होगा?
Yeah, so we're coming to that. So we're talking about heaviness, right? So when you have a cold, what happens? Do you feel heavy? Like you feel heavy in the head, you don't feel like getting up, isn't it? So that is excess of cough. Then we come to snigdha, oiliness. If you have too much oiliness, then what will happen? Too much wetness. What will happen to the sinuses here? What will happen to your nose? You need some moisture, right? Inside you need some greasing so that it doesn't become dry and then you put your finger inside and take out the dry bits. It should not become dry. But at the same time, if it's too sticky and it's just dripping, how does that feel? Is that good? Is it good? No. So that's excess of oiliness. So it's dripping and you're coughing and lots of cough comes out. So that is too much snigdha. That is also not good. That's a dry cough. Nothing's coming out. Then too much cold, right? Then you feel very cold. When you get a cold and your nose is dripping, you have thick phlegm coming out, don't you feel cold? You want to be in the blanket, you want to drink something hot. Why? Because there's too much cold in the body. That's not good. And then sthira. Is it good to be stable? Is stability good? Yeah? But if you have so much stability that you just can't move. If I say, okay, now we have to go for the next period, please go back to your classroom. And you say, I'm stable. I'm stable, so I'm here. I can't move. Is that good? If you're stable in bed and your mother's waking you up, wake up, time to go. No, mom, I'm stable. So that is, in excess, it causes disease, right? So all these qualities have to be balanced. So now, in this season, that is the spring season, which of the doshas is in excess? Kapha dosha. So if you want to maintain the balance, we should increase the opposite, isn't it? If there's too much heaviness, you want to make it light. So the opposite of this would be light. So you should light not as in the opposite of darkness. This is heavy and light, right? In English, light is also the opposite of darkness. So here we are talking about the opposite of heavy. So what are some foods that you can do, that you can eat to feel light? Puffed rice, yes? So if you roast the grains, they become light, correct? What about the opposite of snigdha? That is opposite of oily. What would it be? Dry. So you'll have foods that are drying. So will you have sesame seed laddus? Will you have sesame seed laddus? What do sesame seeds contain? Oil. So is it good to have those in this season? No. So what is something that's dry? Dry fruits. Dry fruits are not dry in this sense. So can you give me some examples of dry fruits? Okay, almonds are nuts. So dry fruits are, can you give me examples of dry fruits?
Apricot.
Yeah, apricot. Yes, raisins. Dates. So those are dry fruits. No, walnut is a nut. It's not a dry fruit. It's a nut. You understand nut? So nuts are usually seeds that contain oil. So examples of nuts are walnuts, almonds, pistachios, cashew nuts, right? So all these are nuts. They are seeds that contain oil. And dry fruits are fruits that have been dried or desiccated. That is, the water has been evaporated. So grapes turn into what when you dry them? Raisins, right? Figs can also be dried. Have you seen fresh figs? Figs, no, anjeer. So they're conical like this, and then when they're dried and compressed, they form dry figs, right? So dry fruits, basically, they are not. I mean, they are dried because they contain less moisture as compared to the fresh fruit, but they are actually not dry. So raisins are not dry. You feel dry after eating raisins? No, they have lubrication inside, isn't it? So raisins are not dry, figs are not dry. They have less moisture than the fresh grapes or figs, but they are not dry. So why they are called dry fruits is because the moisture has been evaporated, and that's why they are called dry fruits, but they are not actually dry foods. Do you understand the difference? So what are dry foods which cause dryness? So if you have a lot of phlegm, that is mucus, right? And you're coughing out a lot of mucus, phlegm, bulgum. So what can you have to dry it out? Water. How will water dry out the phlegm? Water is wet. Yeah, you feel good if you drink some warm water, but it will not dry out the phlegm. So some foods which actually absorb this excess moisture. Have you had roasted chana? Yes? Chickpeas roasted. So they absorb this extra and they are dry, right? Even the roasted grains that you spoke about, yes? Popcorn, very good. So popcorn is also an example of a dry food, and so is roasted chana. Okay, then what about cold? So what is the opposite of cold? Hot or warm. So you should have warm foods in this season. So can you give me examples of warm food? Yeah, that's warm in temperature. So when we say warm food, it could be either warm in temperature, so you heat it up and it becomes warm, but there are certain foods which have a heating or a warming property inside them. Yes, very good. So almonds, he said badam, almonds are heating in nature, but should you be having them now? Why should you not be having them now even though they are warming in nature? They have a warm property. Yes?
Because in badam there is oil.
Yes, because they are oily, right? So even though they are heating or warming, but they are not dry. So therefore we cannot have almonds. Very good. Jaggery. So jaggery is also warm. It has a warm potency, but is it light and dry? No. So that also we cannot have. So think of something that is warm, it creates warmth in the body, but it is not heavy and it is not oily. Can you think of something?
Walnut.
Walnuts. They have so much oil in them. All the nuts have oils in them. So you cannot have them now because we need something that's dry and light. Think of something you eat and it creates warmth immediately. Sometimes too much. Chilies, yes, all the spices. All the spices are warm, most of them. I mean, there are cooling spices like coriander, but there are also, most of the other spices are warm like chilies, black pepper, right? Long pepper, ginger. Yes, they're all heating. Then what about sthir? So sthir is stable, right? It's the opposite of, what is it the opposite of? If something is stable, it stays in one place. So what is the opposite of staying in one place? Vat, yes, Vat is opposite, but I'm talking about what is that property, what is that quality? Movement, very good. So the opposite of stable would be mobile. Not the mobile phone, right? Not the mobile phone, but some movement, isn't it? So how will you create movement in the body? What kind of movement can you do? Run, yes. So exercise, outdoor games, are they good for this season or not good for this season? They're good for this season. Is it good to play outside and run a lot when it's raining? No. So exercise is also, it's important to know when to exercise, right? So in the rains, we reduce our physical activity, and in the spring season, we increase our physical activity, because that will stabilize the cuff. It will melt the extra cuff. By creating motion, by creating movement, we can reduce the sthira gun of cuff, right? And it will liquefy. So therefore, foods that we eat during this season should be light, should be dry and not oily. So we stop eating all the things that we were eating in winters, like laddus, sesame seeds, jaggery, milk and sweets made of milk, barfi, peda, all those things we should stop eating now. And we start consuming some warming spices to help liquefy the cuff, and also we increase our activity. Now, what is the season that is going to come after that, after this? Summer. So we don't want too much warmth. We want some warmth, but if we increase too much heat in the body, then it can create, because the next season is summer. So we will talk about the tastes. What tastes other than spicy? What is the taste of the spices which are warming? What is the taste? It's spicy, right? It's pungent. So there are other tastes which can also be used to reduce the kapha. So there are other tastes like the bitter taste, which will also reduce without creating heat in the body. If you have spicy or pungent food, it also creates a lot of heat in the body. But there's one taste that reduces the cough without creating heat in the body, and that is the bitter taste, right? So you can have certain bitter things. And what is that one thing which is traditionally served as a prasad on the first day of the Chaitra Navaratra, which is bitter? Have you ever seen bitter prasad being served? Yes? What? Janmashtami. Which is the bitter prasad that's served in Janmashtami? Panjiri, that is not bitter. That has coriander, it has mishri, rock sugar, it's not bitter. So this is the, I think probably the only prasad that is bitter. Huh? Neem, yes. On the first day of the Chaitra Navaratra, neem leaves and also neem flowers are served as prasad, right? So, and it is, see how nature has it. It's so beautiful that nature gives us that which is required at that time. So, the neem flowers come out in this season. Just like, what was the flower that came out during Holi, and it comes out only once a year during the festival of Holi? Palash. So similarly, nature is so intelligent that it gives us neem flowers in this season, and those neem flowers are taken as prasad on the first day of the Chaitra Navaratra. Okay? So that is another taste that is very good to counteract excess kapha in the body. Is it clear? Any questions? So we all know that during this season we eat light, we increase our physical activity, and we have to stay warm but not increase the heat too much, and include some bitter taste in our food. So will it be good to have Karela during this season? Yes? Okay. This is the end of the Karela season. So Karela is also, it's eaten, it starts coming in late monsoon, and it is very good for kapha, for pitta also. And Sharad Ritu, that is autumn, is the Ritu for pitta. So it is available in abundance during that season because it is specifically also good for pitta. Okay?
Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsthita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Namo Namaha. Okay, so we're celebrating the Vasant Navaratra, also known as Chaitra Navaratra. Chaitra because it is the month of Chaitra, Vasant because it is the season Vasant. Navaratra is celebrated at least twice a year, one time in Sharad Ritu, one time in Vasant Ritu. Some people celebrate also 4 times a year. One of them or 2 of them are Gupta Navaratras, secret Navaratras done privately, not publicly. Some people celebrate every month also. So it depends on how much you want to celebrate. Okay. But actually you should celebrate every day because ultimately Navaratra is worship of the Devi, of Shakti, of divine power, and without the divine power we cannot even breathe. Okay, we cannot even breathe. Alright, so today I want to share with you a story which is very popular in the scriptures. There are different versions of the story, but you will find this story as a motif. Motif means something that recurs, that takes place again and again, that is found in different places, at different times, in different versions, in different ways, in different forms, but still the same story in essence. The main characters are Indra and Vritrasura. Asura, his name is Vritra. Vritrasura. Okay. So Vedas are the oldest text of humanity, and you find this battle between Indra and Vritra even in the Vedas. It's very interesting. So before we begin, I want to say that the version of story that I'm going to share with you today is from the Devi Bhagavata Purana, also known as Devi Bhagavatam, also known as Devi Puran, Devi Mahapuran. Okay, but as the title suggests, it's about the Devi. So today, finding Mahadevi within, and here's the Devi, Srimad Devi Bhagavat Mahapuran. Okay, Srimad means it's a title of honor. Shri, okay. Devi, goddess, Shakti, divine power, feminine power, female goddess, okay, feminine form of God. So this is very unique to the Indian culture. Other cultures always show God as a man, and an old man, a bearded man, long beard in the heavens, giving orders, giving commandments, passing judgment, you're right, you're wrong, you'll be punished. But in the Indian culture, other cultures have had Devi worship here and there, but Indian culture, Bharatiya culture has had the worship of Shakti, the worship of divine feminine throughout the course of history. So since the beginning of civilization, since Harappa Mohenjo-daro civilization, we have been worshipping the goddess, Devi worship. And you'll find seals, small figurines across cultures, but especially in the Indian subcontinent. And the thing is that we have preserved it. We have preserved that worship. And still today, we are celebrating the Vasant Navaratra. Okay. So this is unique. This is very unique. In other cultures, you'll have, like for example, in Christianity, you have Mother Mary being worshipped. But Mother Mary is only one form of the goddess. And also, not all Christian traditions worship her in the same way. or to the same extent. But we have not just Gauri, we also have Kali, Chamunda, Chandika, Chandaghanta. You know the 9 forms of Durga, right? We have three Devi, Lakshmi, Durga, Saraswati. Then we have, within those we have, how many Lakshmis do we have? 8. Ashtalakshmi. How many Durgas do we have? 9. And Saraswati also goes by different names, Sharada, right? You learned the Sharada script. Our school is Sharada Prabha, okay, light of knowledge, light of the goddess of knowledge. So, and Sharada represents not just knowledge but also arts, also creativity, also illumination, insight, also realization of who you are. So, we're not talking about a god that lives in the heaven and is a man, an old man. We're talking about goddess who lives within and who is not old, who is young. You know, Kanya Puja, she's young, right? Goddess is both ancient and young at the same time. Goddess is both new and old at the same time. Goddess is eternal and ever changing at the same time. Goddess is beyond opposites. This is what the Devi Bhagavata Purana is about. Srimad Devi Bhagavat Mahapurana. Long title, right? But it's quite easy to understand. Srimad, title of honor, Devi, Shakti, goddess. Bhagavat, about the devotees of the goddess. This book, this scripture, this text, this sacred text talks about devotees of the goddess who have practiced Devi Bhakti. What have they gained from that? How have they benefited? Why should we practice? Or why would we want to practice devotion to the goddess? Not just Puran. Puran means ancient. But Mahapuran, the great Puran. There are many Puranas. There are many Upapuranas, like small Puranas, minor Puranas. But this is not an Upapuran. This is Mahapuran. There are, some say, 18 Mahapuranas. And this is one of them. So this is divided into 2 parts, part 1, part 2. The way it's published now, you can see on the screen, I have shown the original manuscript. Okay, that's a small text there at the bottom, shows the original manuscript, how it was in ancient times. And now we have the same text available, reprinted, okay, published by Gita Press. It's a very good publishing company that publishes our books, sacred texts, scriptures, like the Bhagavad Gita you use also from the Gita Press. There are 12 cantos. Cantos means big chapters, not kind of small chapters. Within cantos, there are multiple chapters, but 12 cantos, skandhas, okay, skandhas. And it's a Shakta Puran. And those who worship Shakti are known as Shakta worshippers. Those who worship Shiva are known as Shaiva worshippers. Make sense? Those who worship Shakti are known as? Everyone say it? Shakta. They are Shaktas. They worship Shakti. Those who worship Shiva are known as? Shaiva. They are known as Shaivites. Then those who worship Ganapati are known as Ganapatya. Those who worship Surya are known as Saurya. Those who worship Vishnu are known as Vaishnav. Have you heard that term? Vaishnav. He's a Vaishnav, meaning he worships Vishnu. Okay. Okay, so it's a Shakta Puran because it talks about worshipping the Devi, devotion to the Devi, Devi Bhakti, Devi Upasana, everything about the Devi, Devi as the source of this entire creation. So if you want anything, or if you want to be free of anything, what should you do? Worship the goddess, correct. Worship the goddess. She is the source, the substance, and the end of all that exists. Skandhas, you talk about cantos. 12 cantos mean 12 divisions. So this, how many volumes are these? 2. Now you got to divide this further. You know, chapters, okay? But big chapters, there are sections that contain chapters. So there are multiple chapters. So there are skandhas, cantos, okay? 12 cantos within this book. If you open this, let's see, you open this book, what will you see? See, you won't understand everything all in one go. You'll have to hear it again and again. Skandha, Prathama Skandha. Now it has how many chapters? The first Skandha has 20 chapters. Then Dvitiya Skanda, it has how many chapters? 12 chapters. In Tritiya Skanda, it has how many chapters? 30 chapters. Chaturtha Skanda, how many chapters? 25 chapters. Panchama Skanda, how many chapters? 35 chapters. So in this way, each skanda has multiple chapters within it. So it's like a title. Okay, this is the first section, second section, third section, like that. Okay. Total, they say, I haven't counted it myself, but people say there are 18,000 verses, shlokas in this. Language is very easy. It's which language is this written in? And it's in easy Sanskrit, so it's understandable. And this is with English translation. With Hindi translation, you can also get English translation. Okay, ready for the story? So this is the story I'm going to tell is from this Puran. Okay, Vritrasura. Vri means to block. Okay, let's say, have you heard the word avaran? Avaran. Okay, or covering, blocked. Like if I put this board here, then my vision is blocked. What is it? Because it doesn't move. I cannot see something clearly. Okay, so anything that blocks has its root in the Sanskrit dhatu, verbal root vri. This is, his name is Vritrasura. So it means some kind of energy that blocks, that is blocked. Have you ever experienced blockage in your body? When you have a cold cough, what is happening to the cough? It is blocked. Or when you try to remember something and it doesn't come to your mind, and you strain and struggle, what happens? The thought doesn't, the memory is not triggered. Okay, you're not able to remember. Your memory is, what is it? Blocked. Okay, you understand block or you don't? Block means covering. Like if I say take a cloth and cover these books, you won't be able to see the books because the book is blocked, covered. You understand? Yes or no? Yes, understood? Blocked. Okay, Vritrasura is that which blocks or that which is blocked. But there is a source. Where does it come from? So here I have said Vritrasura is basically blocked energy within you. What kind of energy is this? This is energy of creativity. Have you noticed that when you began your studies at Sharada Prabha, you were at a certain level of creativity, but has your creativity increased over time? Is it coming from outside? Is it coming from outside, your creativity? Are you buying creativity? Are you going to a shop and buying it? Or is it being unleashed from within? Unleashed meaning, you understand leash? When you put a leash on a dog, have you seen people with a leash on a dog? And they hold the dog. Unleash means letting go. And that creativity inside you, that creative power inside you is on a leash. It's blocked. And as soon as you let go, the creativity is awakened within you, and then you're able to do art, beautiful art. You're able to sing beautifully. You're able to dance beautifully. You're able to think creatively. You're able to do experiments with a critical mind. You're able to think logically, systematically. Understand? So your energy is unblocked. Your energy is set free. What is the motto of Sharada Prabha? Sa vidya ya vimukta. Knowledge is that which liberates blocked energy. Whatever liberates your blocked energy will make you more creative. Do you want to live a life of dullness, of laziness, of fear, or do you want to live a life of creativity and freedom? But how is that going to happen? Through education, through right education. Exactly what we are doing now. By listening to stories, by contemplating on those stories, by reflecting on those stories and introspecting within. So this story, even though it's in the Vedas and in the Srimad Devi Bhagavata Purana, it's actually happening inside you, inside each one of you. There is blocked energy inside you. There are lessons that you can't understand. There are things that you might not be able to do now. But if you practice it, if you understand how to release the blocks inside you, you can do it. There's nothing that you can't do. It's just that right now your energy is blocked. You understand Kundalini Shakti? We talked about Kundalini Shakti. When it's latent, dormant, it's not moving, you cannot be creative. But when it gets moving, creativity awakens inside you. It's unleashed inside you, right? Your fear goes away, fear of public speaking, fear of failure, fear of public perception, fear of trying something new. So people who live in the comfort zone, who have a fixed mindset, what do they have? Only a few people said, the others have blocked energy. What fixed mindset? Fixed mindset equals blocked energy, okay? Growth mindset equals free energy, unblocked energy. Alright, so Vritrasura, where do you see him coming from? What is that fire? We talked about the fire last time. Yuktesh, yes. His father is performing something with a bunch of Brahmins. What is it? What are they doing? Very good. They are doing a havan. In fact, they are doing a yagna, a big yagna. You know, Putreshti yagna. They want, or he wants, his father's name is Vishwakarma. He is the architect of the gods. Vishwakarma. In Bengal, they say Vishwakarma. Okay. So Vishwakarma is the architect of the gods. He had a son named Tridosha. Tri means, and Shira means, he had 3 heads. One head studied the Vedas. Second head drank wine, liquor, or some say nectar, alcohol, you know alcohol, something that intoxicates you. Okay. So first head was studying, second head had an addiction, and third head looked around everywhere, constantly looking everywhere. What does this show? What have I written there? What kind of a mind? Distracted mind. Trishya represents, symbolizes distracted mind. Does this sound familiar? Do you have that sometimes? Do you see that in people sometimes? Do you see that in yourself sometimes? You want to study, but you also want to play. Right? You want to study or do art, but you also want to look here and there, see what's going on. So it's a distracted mind. Indra found out that Trishya was doing tapasya. And he was doing tapasya to become educated, to become learned, to become knowledgeable. But Indra got insecure, afraid that what if he steals my throne, Indra's son. So what does Indra do? First he sent apsaras to distract him, but nothing happens. He's not distracted. So then Indra comes, and with his weapon, when Trishya is meditating, he kills him. Trishya was emanating light, and he was not disturbing anybody, but Indra gets insecure, afraid, and kills Trishya. Then he hires a woodcutter. Do you know what a woodcutter does? What does he cut? Very smart. Okay, he cuts wood. So he says, you have an axe, cut his head, because he's still emanating light even though I've killed him. What if he gets alive again? What if he's resurrected? Like, remember the story of Jesus Christ? He came back to life. So what if he comes back to life? So cut his head. The woodcutter said, I cannot do that. You know, it's sin. First of all, you killed a Brahmin. And second, why would I kill somebody who's meditating and he's already dead? Why would I cut his head? He said, no, I will give you some part of my yagna, Devi Yagna, if you do this. So it's like fees. So he said, okay, so he does that. He cuts his head. When he cuts his head, from his 3 heads come out these birds. Do you see what I've represented there? How I have shown the birds? These are birds that come out of his head. These birds are thoughts. Thoughts fly. Okay. You talked about the 3 doshas. Which dosha is about movement and flight? Vat. Okay. Thoughts are governed by Vat. And of course, there are 5 pranas inside us. When we study that, we'll study Udan Vayu. It's going upwards. Your distracted mind has all kinds of thoughts. Even after death. That's called rebirth. So when Vishwakarma finds out that my son has been killed, he says, I want revenge. And therefore, I will do a yagna in which I will ask for a son who will kill Indra, who will defeat Indra, who will take over Indra Lok, Swarga Lok. So he performs a yagna. Have you heard this kind of a yagna before? In Mahabharata, who comes out of yagna? Fire, Yagna Seni. For revenge, Draupadi. Draupadi comes out of fire. Her father was Drona's friend, Dronacharya's friend. Okay, and he says, Drupad. And he says that I want to take revenge against Dronacharya because he insulted me. So he does a yagna and he creates Draupadi from that and Drishtadumna. Drishtadumna kills Dronacharya and Draupadi marries Pandavas and creates the whole war between Pandavas and Kauravas. Okay, so this is a theme that in Ramayana you have Putreshti Yagna, but that is not for revenge. There Dasharatha genuinely wants children. Okay, so he does Putreshti Yagna and he gets, who are his 4 sons? Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, all from the Yagna. In this case, who comes out? A big monster comes out, look at that. Because the Yagna is done with anger. And Vishwakarma said, you will save me from troubles by Indra. So I will call you Vitra. And because he's an Asura, he'll be Vritrasura. He's also Brahman, by the way, but Vritrasura. His acts are like Asuric. In other texts, he's also known as a devotee of Vishnu. In this also, he's a devotee of some sort, especially in his previous life, he was a devotee. But we'll just focus on Vritrasura. So he's given the name Vritra. Okay, I already told you, V means blocked. So now, Vishwakarma tells Vritrasura, Vritrasura tells him, tell me, father, what would you like? Why have you created me? He didn't come out of mother's womb, he came out of the Yagna fire. So he says, tell me, give me an order, give me a command. What would you like me to do? And what do you think Vishwakarma tells him? Go and attack Indradev, okay? And conquer Indralok. I want revenge for my son's death. So Vritrasura says, okay, he jumps on his vehicle and they give him all, Vishwakarma is a divine architect. He gives him all kinds of weapons. Here's a mace, here's a sword, here's a bow, here's an arrow, here's an axe. He gives him all kinds of weapons. He says, go and conquer Indralok. So he goes, he conquers Indralok. Like that. Indra is shocked because Indra's messengers tell him that some great demon has been created and he's after you. And he has no power to fight Vritrasura. He's huge. He's powerful. Then he comes back to his father and says, okay, tell me what else should I do? Here's Indra versus Vritrasura. You see that? Who is bigger? Vritrasura. He's huge. And look at Indra. He's on his elephant. Which elephant is that? Airavat. He's trying to fight, but look at Vritrasura. He's so much bigger even than an elephant, okay? And so much more powerful. He has a trident in his hand. Look at, he just took I think that mace in his left hand is from Indra. He just took that mace away and is about to kill him. Okay, this is how artists have depicted it. So I'm also showing you art of different forms, of different kinds, of different genres. Okay, let me ask you, think a little bit scientifically. Indra is a god that gives us what? Raise your hand and tell me. Shaurya? Rain. Very good. From the Vedas, from the first Veda itself, Indra and Vritrasura are enemies. What is the opposite in this universe? What is the opposite of rain? And I've already shown you or given you a hint here. Something is blocked. What is blocked? Water is blocked. So that means there is no water. There is a shortage of water. There is a lack of water. So what does Vritrasura represent cosmically? Think and tell me. One natural disaster. Okay, Kripali? Drought. Okay, Vritrasura represents drought. When there is drought, there is no water. So Indra and Vritrasura are always at loggerheads, always enemies, always fighting, arch enemies. Where there is Indra, there is no Vritrasura. Where there is Vritrasura, there is no Indra. Got it? So that's happening at a cosmic level, at the level of the universe. What is happening inside us? Inside us also there is blocked energy, blocked pran, blocked thought, blocked mindset, fixed mindset. So this Indra versus Vritrasura is happening constantly, every moment within you, right here and right now. How can you be free of this? Who wants freedom? Who wants to be creative? Let me see, raise your hand if you want to be creative in life. Who wants to be dull and inert? Not a single person. But not everybody will become creative. Not everybody will experience freedom of thought, freedom of every sort. Only few people do because they know the trick to release this blocked energy. This story gives us that trick. This is a secret. Okay, Devi worship is secret worship. What I'm sharing here is confidential, is secret, but it's an open secret. You understand open secret? Open secret is something, a secret that is out in the open. but not everybody values it. Not everybody is interested in it. Are you interested in this secret? Who is interested in knowing how to release your blocked energy? Okay. Okay. Most of you. Most of you are interested. The few in the backbenchers. Are you interested? Kushi, are you interested in releasing your blocked energy? Alright. Blocked energy, now let's see how it arises. Why does energy inside you become blocked? Why sometimes you try to think of something, remember something, it doesn't come? Why sometimes you try to do something that someone has done, whether it's a piece of art or a piece of dance or a piece of music or some academic achievement, you're not able to do it, what somebody else can do. Why? Because your energy is blocked. Now listen carefully to how energy becomes blocked. Okay. Tridosha starts with a distracted mind. Starts with a distracted mind. Your mind first, by nature, is distracted. Indra represents you. Indriya means senses. Who is ruling the Indriyas? Indra. What is the source of blocked energy? It all starts with a distracted mind. Okay, a mind that is distracted, that cannot focus on one thing. It is constantly looking here and there out of desire and fear. Now, Indra is you, the source, the ruler of the Indriyas, of senses. Indra, me, I. What do you try to do? You either follow the senses and you're distracted, you go here and there, or you say, I should not be feeling this way. So you suppress it artificially. You say, I should focus on my work, on my studies. But are you able to do that always? Just by saying that? No. That's what Indra tried to do. He tried to kill Tridosha and he was successful. But was that the end of his problems? No. Another bigger problem arose, which is Vritrasura. So the moment you are distracted in your mind and you say that forcibly, with force, you try to focus, it will not work. It will just create a bigger problem, which is blocked energy, which is exactly what most of you are experiencing. Blocked energy. Your creativity is blocked. It becomes dormant. So what should be done? Instead of following your distractions or suppressing them or saying, forcibly trying to study, that's not the solution. What is the solution? Understanding. Understanding through the Devi's grace. This story gives us that clue. Now watch how he does it. Vritrasura goes to Vishwakarma and says, tell me, father, what more can I do? I've defeated Indra, I've conquered Indralok. His father says, do tapasya and gain immortality. Immortality from the goddess. Or Brahma actually. Because all asuras always propitiate and worship Brahma. Because they want something in creation. And Brahma is the creator. Above Vishwakarma is Brahma. So Vritrasura practices tapasya. And Brahma is pleased. Brahma comes. And Vritrasura says, I want immortality. Is that allowed? Amaratva? Not allowed. For anything that is born, even out of a yagna, it must die. So he says, okay, he tries to trick Brahma. What does he say? I cannot be killed by anything that is wet or dry. You heard about the doshas. What is wet? Kapha is wet. And what is dry? Vata is dry. Okay. So in the same way he says, I cannot be killed by anything that is wet or dry. I cannot be killed by anything that is made of wood or metal. And if I am fighting someone, my strength should continue to increase, multiply, amplify. Okay. So now he thinks, I am invincible in battle and I am immortal. Because he had never seen anything, any weapon that was not made from water or that was not wet or dry, that was not made from wood or stone or metal. And everything, all the weapons were made of either wood or metal. And everything is either wet or dry. So he thought he got all his bases covered. Now he thought he is immortal. And if he fights, if anybody fights him or if he fights anyone, his strength will increase where the other person will get more and more tired and exhausted. So eventually he will win. And with this boon, he goes around conquering Indra again. He attacks Indra again, even though he had already conquered everything. He says, now Indra, I'm going to kill you with this. Vishwakarma says, now go and kill Indra. This blocked energy can actually damage you. You are Indra. And this blocked energy inside you will eventually harm you. Indra rushes to Shiva. Shiva says, I have no solution for this. Okay, he's got boon from Brahma. Let's approach Vishnu. So they all approach Vishnu. Vishnu says, I can help by getting in your Vajra, but how will you use your weapon? Because if you fight him, your strength will decrease, his strength will increase. So how is that going to happen? So they say, let's pray to, say it, Devi, because this is Devi Bhagavata Purana, okay, Mahapurana. So who else are they going to pray to? So they pray to the Devi. And Vishnu gives them that idea that if you pray to Devi, two things can happen. She will give you some incredible power and some out-of-the-box solution. And because she lives within everything as Shakti and as Buddhi, she can give you power and she can reduce the Buddhi of Vritrasura. So he does something silly and foolish. Okay? And there are many ways to conquer an enemy. Sometimes you require hard work and sometimes you require smart work. So in this case, hard work is not the solution. You cannot fight your blocked energy. You have to use smart work. What is that smart work? He says, pray to the Devi and then become friends with Vritrasura. And when he's not ready, when he's not fighting, when he's asleep, attack. Because if you fight him, your strength will decrease, his strength will increase. But if you don't fight him, you're friends with him, but attack him when he's not ready and when he's not fighting, you are going to win. But what will you do? What will you use as a weapon? So he says, just ask the Devi. So Indra worships Devi with devotion. This is called Devi Bhakti, Devi Upasana. Okay? And after his tapasya, Devi is pleased and she says, so be it. You will be able to conquer Vritrasura. I will help you because I live in everything and everyone. I will become the power in your weapon and I will remove the buddhi or dull the buddhi of Vritrasura. So he will do something silly and stupid and foolish. Okay. So now Indra sends Rishi Munis. Rishi Munis go to Vritrasura and says, look, you and Indra are always fighting, right, Vritrasura? You and Indra have been fighting for ages. How about if you become friends? Yeah, everybody wants peace on this planet. Okay. Because of your fight, everybody is suffering. So why don't you both become friends? Both of you are powerful. Both of you have a lot of strength, a lot of power. And Indra doesn't want to fight anymore. So just become friends with him. And what does Vritrasura say? He says, okay. He goes to his father, by the way, twice actually. And he asks his father had told him earlier also, Indra can trick you. Be careful. But what did the Devi say? I will dull his intellect. He goes to his father again, Vishwakarma. Vishwakarma says, no, don't be friends with him. Such a person cannot be trusted. He has already done something deceitful with Tridosha. He was meditating and he killed him. He can do the same thing with you. Don't do that. But his buddhi right now, Vritrasura's buddhi, is blocked. Okay, he cannot think clearly. He ignores his father's teachings, his father's advice. So he becomes friends. He lets Indra inside his kingdom. He says, okay, fine, we'll be friends. Now Indra, by the way, he has this Vajra. You know Vajra? What is that scientifically? If you look in the sky. Say it. Go ahead. Thunder, thunderbolt. Yes, lightning. Okay. So that's what you represent in science as thunderbolt. That's Indra, before rain, you see that. Indra's Vajra. Okay. Vajra is very powerful. And you know how he got the Vajra? In Devi Bhagavad, you don't have this episode, but in other Puranas, this story is also in the Bhagavad Purana, which is about Krishna and Vishnu. So in other stories, you find that Vajra comes from Dadichi. Have you heard of Dadichi? Dadichi is a sage. So Indra was told that if you want to create a weapon that is strong, you got to get the bones of a sage. Bones. And to give bones, you have to give up your life. Have you heard of organ donation? Somebody donates eyes, somebody donates kidneys, somebody donates liver. Yeah, so, and many people do it after that, but some do it when they're alive, they donate one kidney. But to donate your bones, you have to give up your life. And no Rishi Muni, no sage, no tapasvi was ready to do that. They say, why would we kill ourselves to give you a weapon? But one sage does it, the Dadichi. He says, okay, and today in India, there is a medal of honor known as Param Veer Chakra, given to military soldiers who have done something incredible, something so brave and courageous in the face of battle. When they're fighting the enemy, let's say there's India-Pakistan war and one soldier, military general, goes and fights the enemy face to face and dies fighting for the nation and does something that no other soldier would also have done, they get a Medal of Honor. Of course, they would most of them have received it posthumously, meaning after their death, but many of them stay alive even after such a brave act. And then they get Medal of Honor known as Paramveer Chakra. That Paramveer Chakra medal has on it the Dichi's symbol, the Vajra, made from the Dichi's bones. Because what the Dichi did, nobody has been able to do. Give up your bones. Would you do that? Would anybody do that? Not at all. Okay, one fracture and we get so, we suffer from so much pain. Imagine the pain of giving up all your bones. And how many bones does the human body have? 206 bones. He gave up 206 bones. So the Dichi, there's also an award, the Dichi award, for some sacrificial act that you would have performed. Anyway, the Dichi gives up his bones and that's how Indra gets his Vajra. So he has a weapon, but he cannot use a weapon. Of course, it's not made of wood or metal. Okay, so he's safe. Now, they're friends, apparently. They're not really friends. Indra is waiting for the opportune moment, for the right moment to attack. One time, Vritrasura was near a seashore. How can drought be near a seashore? So you can see now his time is about to end. If there's sea, if there's water, there's no Vritrasura. But also in Vedas, he's visualized as a snake, blocked energy, serpent, kundalini. So he's resting near a seashore. Have you seen like Tithal beach? People go and rest. Are people fighting on Tithal beach? Do you see anybody fighting on a beach? Juhu beach in Mumbai, Tithal beach in Valsad, or any beach. People go there to relax. People go there to rest. People go there to enjoy. People go there to spend time with each other. People go there with a calm, peaceful, relaxed mind. Nobody goes there to fight, right? Nobody is ready to fight. So Vritrasura is not ready for a fight. He is not alert. He is not aware. Plus he thinks Indra is his friend, not his enemy anymore. So he is in a relaxed mode. Some say he was resting or sleeping or taking a nap by the seashore, okay, on the beach. And what does Indra do? He thinks this is the best time to attack. There's no fight, there's no battle. And he sees, have you seen foam? Jhag? Okay. Is it, if you take the foam in your hands, what can you hold the foam? Is it totally wet like water? Is it totally dry like air? So he says this is neither wet nor dry. And Vritrasura had said that Indra, if you want to be friends with me, he had told the Rishi Munis that if Indra wants to be friends with me, he cannot kill me in the day or at night. This is kind of like Hiranyakashipu. Okay. And what time is it? It was twilight. Do you remember twilight? Dusk. It was dusk. Sandhya Kal. Is Sandhya Kal morning or evening? Or neither? Neither. It's neither. It's neither here nor there. Neither day nor night. Okay. So Indra looks up in the sky. It's neither day nor night. He looks at the foam. It's neither dry nor wet. So he takes the foam, wraps it around his Vajra. So he's going to use the Vajra, but he's not going to show that he's using the Vajra. Vajra is neither wood nor metal. Got it? And Vritrasura had told Indra also, Rishi Munis also, that Indra cannot use wood or metal to kill me. Indra cannot kill me at daytime or night time. Okay. So, but he's following the pact. He's following the contract. He looks up in the sky. It's neither day nor night. He looks at the foam. It's neither wet nor dry. He looks at his Vajra. It's neither wood nor metal. He wraps it around and he prays to Devi that please enter the foam and the Vajra. Vishnu also enters, but Vishnu says, my energy is not enough to kill Vritrasura. You need the Devi's power. And all the power comes from Devi. All the power. Devi is Shakti. So, Yad Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsita. So, Devi enters the Vajra. Devi enters the foam. And then Indra hurls his Vajra when Vritrasura was not ready to fight, when he was resting. And what does it do to Vritrasura? It bursts him into pieces. This is found in the Vedas also. And when Vritrasura is burst into pieces, when he's shattered into pieces, energy starts flowing again and there is peace and prosperity. What did Indra do? What trick can we learn? If there is blocked energy inside, which is there in everybody, okay? I'm not just talking about constipation. This is constipated energy. This is you cannot think clearly, you cannot act clearly, you cannot speak clearly. Have you seen people where they're prepared well, like they're prepared their speech, but when they go on stage, they can't speak. They forget. They don't have the courage to speak. What can we do? What did Indra do? Did he do the same thing he did for Tushya? Did he just kill him directly? That's a bad idea. Okay, to do something prematurely, before time. What did he do? First, he did tapasya. And he relied on the tapasya of Dadichi, meaning he approached a teacher. Yes or no? He approached a teacher. The Dichi is the teacher who has performed tapasya, meaning discipline in life. Practice of discipline in life. Routine, dinacharya. Okay. He created a Vajra out of that. Vajra is strong. Vajra is like diamond. Vajrasan. What does Vajrasan give you? Strength. It helps you with digestion. Okay. It releases blocked energy. Vajra means strength. Strength like lightning. Strength like diamond. This is the mantra. For example, what is the natural mantra? Om. You understand how much power Om has? If you stay with a teacher and practice mantra and pray to the goddess, will goddess not enter that mantra? Will that energy not be released? Will you not experience creativity? Will you not experience peace? Yes? It's that easy. Prayer to the goddess, Navaratra, practice of mantra japa, along with discipline in your life, will help you release your blocked energy, and then Sa Vidya Ya Vimukta actually happens to you personally, experientially. Then you don't have to say, oh, it's the motto, the Dheyavakya of my school. You say, this is my living reality. Okay? I am free. I am free to try out new things. How many of you want to stay in your comfort zone? Comfort zone means what kind of energy? Fixed mindset or growth mindset? And stepping out of the comfort zone, painful sometimes. Growth mindset, painful sometimes, but eventually creativity, freedom. Freedom from, you remember frog in the well? Fixed mindset or growth mindset? Frog in the well, jumping out of the well, growth mindset, difficult but possible. Anything is possible. You need courage, you need a teacher who teaches you discipline, you need mantra that helps you focus, you need the grace, the blessing of the goddess who you worship. Because ultimately goddess, what do we say? What do the scriptures say? Indra killed Vritrasura. Did Indra kill Vritrasura? Who gave him that? Who gave him the Vajra? The Dichi. Who entered the foam? Vishnu and then Devi. So who killed Vritrasura? Indra killed Vritrasura. Indra did not kill Vritrasura. Indra had no power to kill Vritrasura. In the same way, you cannot release your blocked energy. You need a teacher, you need a mantra, you need to worship the Devi, you need to follow discipline. You need to practice what the teacher has taught you, and then your blocked energy is released, and then you don't have to say, I'm a student of Sharada Prabha. You can say, I'm a living embodiment of Sharada Prabha. I am Sharada Prabha. You understand? I am free. I have no fears. I have no desires. I am not distracted. I am not confused. You understand? I am clear in my thought. I am creative in my thought. I am at peace with myself. So ultimately, where is this power of the Devi? Do you see that? He's resting and Indra hurls his Vajra and Vritrasura is dead. This is really, in reality, this is power of the Devi, not power of Indra, not even the power of the Vajra. And certainly foam doesn't have any power. Have you held foam in your hands? Do you get anything in your hands? You get nothing in your hands, okay? It's nothing. How can you kill Vritrasura with a foam? With foam, it's not possible. So this means it's the Devi's power that is at work. Devi gave Vritrasura the power, ultimately. He got it from Brahma, but it was Devi who gave him. It was Devi who empowered Indra. It was Devi who entered the Vajra. It was Devi who entered the foam. It was Devi who killed Vritrasura. And when Vritrasura is killed, blocked energy is released and you experience creativity in life. Where is Mahadevi? Tell me. Where will you look for her? Outside or inside? Inside. How will you look for her? By chanting a mantra, and the natural mantra, the first mantra, the primordial mantra, the source of all mantras, the source of all creation is Om. Om also means yes in Sanskrit. Yes. It's yes to life. It's Om means divine life. Okay? Creative life. Can we chant Om? And then we'll end today's session. Take a deep breath in. Sit up straight. Gently close your eyes. Place your left palm on your right palm and place both palms in your lap. Expand your chest as you breathe in. Look inside yourself at the base of your spine where Kundalini Shakti resides. Breathe in and we'll breathe out to the chant Om. Breathe in again, we'll keep chanting a few times. One last time, take a deep breath in. Hastayoho. So on this Navratra, may we all experience freedom. Sa vidya ya vimukta.